What is going on, guys? It is Mr. Rise Tutoring here, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, we are actually going to be starting the GCSE Maths journey. And by doing that, we're going to go through all the exam questions so you guys don't have to. So you guys are probably familiar with the Edexcel. Well, if you're not familiar, so basically Edexcel provide all the GCSE topics from grade 1 all the way to grade 9, and these are past exam questions that have come up in the past, so you guys will be familiar with the type of exam questions that come up. And because I'm Mr. Ice Shooting, I'm going to help you out with that. So let's click no thanks on that. So today we're going to do place value, nice and easy exercise. So I'm actually going to click edit PDF because that's something we definitely need to do. And we're going to go through this bit by bit. So the first question is asking us to write the number 4062 in figures. So we know it's got 4 thousands. It's got no hundreds because the word hundred isn't mentioned anywhere. It's got 6 tens because 60, and it's got 2 ones, and that is the answer to 4062. Question 2 is asking us, or question 1b is asking, write down the value of the 7 in the number 76,320. Now for this one, if you say the number to yourself, you can hear when you say the number 7, you're saying 70. And because it's in the 10,000s column, it means that it'll be a number anywhere between 10,000 and 90,000. And because it's a 7, that makes it 70,000. If you say the number yourself, you say 76,000, 76,000, and you kill the word 70. So therefore, it would be 70,000. That's 7, 000. And we move on to the next question. Let's just do a test. Sorry about that, I had to do some testing, but it's all good. Right, so we're going to write the number 2,536 to the nearest 100. Now, for this, so the rules of rounding are very, very simple. If the number is 5 or above, we round up, and if the number is 4 or below, we round down. So when we're looking to round to the nearest hundreds, we need to look at the tens column. And for the number in the tens column is a 3, and then the number in our hundreds column is a 5, so that means it's 2,500 and something. Because the number is 3, we need to round down, because the rules are if it's 4 below we round down, 5 above we round up. So that means our number becomes 2,500. So that's question 1 answer. So if you were to do that in the exam or similar question, that should be your first 3 marks. Let's move on to question 2. So question 2 says, write the number 3,187 to the nearest 1,000. Now this time, when you round to the nearest 1,000, you need to look at the hundreds column. And the hundreds column is saying 1, so that's for 100, and we round to the nearest 1,000. So the number is 3,187. Because it's a 1, we round it down, and that means we round it down to the number 3,000. Hope that makes sense. Right, this question is asking us to write the number 4,681 in figures. So we know that there's 4,000, we know that there's 600s, we know that there's 8 tens, and we know that there's 1 1. So 4,681. Shouldn't have an issue with that. This time round, we've got to write the number in words. So for this one, it's 5. So we've got 5,000. We've got no 100, so we leave that blank. And then we've got the number 60. So we've got 5,000 and oh god, we need to actually write the number 1,000. So don't forget to write the number 1,000. 5,000 and 60. Sorry about that, it comes up a bit weird. So we've got 5,060, and just like that, that would be your next 3 marks if that looks to come up in the exam. So the next question is asking us, write the number 5,250 in words. So again, we've got 5,000, and this time we've got 200, so we need to put 200s. In the exam, you have to spell these correctly, otherwise you'll get no marks. 200, and then we have to put and 50. So I think my spellings are correct. If they're not correct, if they're not correct in the exam, you'll have a little bit of a problem. So this time we've got the number 23,250, and we're going to round that to the nearest thousand. So for this one, again, we need to look at our hundreds column. So our hundreds number is the 2, which is right here. And we need, and the number in the thousands is the 3. So it's 23,250. And because it's a 2, we know the rule, we round down. So our number will become 23,000. So we write that like this with 3 zeros at the end. 23,000. Job done. Next one, write down the value of the 3 in the number 42,350. So when you say the number to yourself, you're saying 42,300 and then 50. So if you've worked out already, the answer for that one is 300. And then next question, it's asking us write down 6,374 in figures. So we have 6,000s, 300s, 7 10s, and 4 1s. These ones are nice and easy. There's not really much we can really say about those ones other than just say the number to yourself and type out what you see, if that makes sense. And then this one's a very similar question. Write the number 9,374 in figures. So we've got 9,000s, 300s, 7 10s, and 4 1s. 9,374. This one, so we've got to write this number in words. So if we say the number to ourselves, we've got 62,500. So we've got 62,000, and then it's 500. Pretty easy, not really much to do regarding that one. So let's move on to our next one. Write down the value of the 8 in the number 3,285. So again, if you say the number to yourself, it's 3,285. And the number I'm saying when I'm saying the 8 is 80. So we just type in 80. Job done. Write down the number 2,174 to the nearest 100. So all we need to do for this one, we need to look at the 10s this time because it's the nearest 100, and this time it's a 7, 2,174. So we need to round up that 1 to 2. So that's going to become 2,200 as our final number. I hope that makes sense. And then this one, rounding 7,362 to the nearest 1,000. So all we need to do for that one is we need to look at the hundreds column, which is 3. So therefore we round down. So we keep that the same and we just round that to 7,000. Job done. And if you got all them right, you'd get 5 marks, and I'd be very happy if that came up in my exam. So it's always important to know the basics like this before we move on to the advanced stuff, because you know it's going to be quite good for you in terms of marks. Anyway, next question. So we've got 54,327 people watched a concert. Write down the number 54,327 to the nearest 1,000. Again, we need to look at the hundreds column, which is a 3, and the number in the thousands column is a 4. So we've got the number 3 here and the 4 there, and we need to round that to the nearest 1,000. So because it's a 3, we keep it the same. We don't change anything. We round it down. So therefore, our number is going to be 54,000 as our final answer. Next question is asking what the value of the 5 is. So if we say the number 54,327, so the best way to look at it is we've got 54,327. We already know the 4 is 4,000, and then when we're saying the 5, we're saying 50, and because it's in the 10,000s column, we write that as 50,000, just like that, and that's another 2 marks. Job done. So we're just coming towards the halfway point, I think, through the question. So our next question is, write the number 17,252 in figures. So we've got 17,000s, then we've got 200s, 50, and we've got 5 10s and 2 1s. Job done. Next question. write the number 5,367 correct to the nearest hundred. So when we're looking for the nearest hundreds, look at the tens column. The tens column is the 6. So we're actually going to be adding this up to 5,400 because it's 3 and we need to round the number up because remember the rules. So we've got 5,400 and that to be correct to the nearest hundred. Then question 6c, write down the value of the 4 in the number 274,863. So we're going to say the number to ourselves, we've got 274,000. So when you're saying the 4, you could probably hear 4,863. So if you hear me saying the number 4,000, you probably guessed it, got the number 4,000. Right. Next question, write the number 7,252 in figures. So we've got 7,200, 5 tens and 2 ones, 7,252 in figures. Next question is write the number of 3,086 in words. So we've got 3,000 and we've got no hundreds, so we just leave that and then we just put and 86, and just like that, that'll be another mark. Next question, write the number 4,637 to the nearest hundred. So for this one, we look at our tens column, it is a 3, so we round that down, so therefore that becomes 4,600. Next question, we've got write down the value of the 2 in the number 5,271. If you notice when I'm saying the word 2 again, it says 5,271, and I'm saying 200, so therefore it becomes 200. I'm hoping this is making sense to you guys so far. I'm going through this at a fairly quick pace because I find these questions fairly simple and shouldn't take too long to explain. So we've got a bit of a different question here, so it's a bit more of a problem-y solving question, but it's not too difficult. So we've got Fiona has 4 cards. Each card has a number written on it. So we've got a card with 4 on it, a card with 9 on it, a card with 1 on it, and a card with 5 on it. Fiona puts all 4 cards on the table to make a number. Write the numbers on the cards to show the smallest number Fiona can make with the 4 cards. So, for smallest number, we always look at what the smallest number could be. So, oh god, I need to sort this out. That is not good. I need to add text. We're gonna have some text here, and we'll do that. Okay, so we're adding some text here. So for the smallest number, we need to make sure that the thousands is the smallest number, which in case is the 1. So we sort of go backwards. So we go from smallest to largest, if you get my drift. So we've got that's the smallest, and then our next smallest will be, oh hold on, no, we don't do that, ignore me, don't do that. So we've got 1, which is our biggest because it's 1,000, so we get rid of that, we don't need to worry about that one. Now our next one is we need to find the smallest hundreds value possible, which in this case would be the 4, so we do that. And then we need to do the same for the tens, so in this case that would be the 5. And then last but not least, the smallest ones value would be 9. So we should have 1,459. Because we did any other ones, if we had the 5, it'd be what? If we had the 5, it'd come 500 for the hundreds, and then if we put the 9 there, we would have 1,009. So that is the smallest value. And then the next part is write the numbers on the cards to show the largest number Fiona can make with 4 cards. So we've got the largest. So this time we're going to start with the biggest number, and then we need the largest possible hundreds value, which in this case is the 5. And then next we need to find the largest tens value, which in this case is the 4. And then last but not least, for the one that you probably notice, it's sort of in reverse because you've got, it's sort of if you flip it on its head, it's actually the same. If you put these cards at the bottom here in reverse order, it's the same as the smallest. So you get my drift. So what 9,541 is our bit large number. Next question. Fiona uses the cards to make a true statement. Write the number on the card to make this true. Use each of Fiona's cards once. So we've got to use all these cards here. So we've got to use the 4, 9, 1 and the 5 to make a calculation. So two of them have got to add together to make a number, and the answer's got to be the other two numbers. So I'm going to use the card. I'm just going to make it easy. I'm going to keep the cards here. So we've got the 9, 5, 4, and the 1. So I know that if we do, let's have a look. We've got a 9 and a 5 here. So if I put 9 here, oops, a bit big, but it's all right. Then we've got 5 here. That comes to 14, and we've got 4 and a 1 there. So if we think about that, that means we've got a 1 and we've got a 4 there. And Lord and behold, 9 plus 5 equals 14. We've got 9, 5. So we've got 9, 5, which equals 14. And we've got equals 14. So that's the answer to that. Next question. A fifth card is needed to show the result of the multiplication of 4,915 times 10. She needs a fifth card. What should be on this fifth card? So we know that when we times by 10, we simply add a 0 to the number. That is the rule. So the fifth card, you've probably guessed it, is a 0. And that would be that. So let's move on to the next question. So we should be back to one. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this edit text thing. I'm going to go back to edit mode. It's a little bit easier. So write the number 3,425 in figures. So we've got 3,425. Job done. And then write down the value of the 4 in the number 2,840. So for this one, we just, well, we if you say the number 2, so it's 2,840. 40, and you're saying the number 40 when you're saying that. So you just type the number 40. Job done. Next one, write number 279 to the nearest 100. So I'm just going to look at the tens column for this, and the number is 70, so round that up. So we're going to round that 2 up to 300. You probably notice I'm going through this even quicker because the questions are very repetitive. This is good for you guys, especially if you don't understand the topic, to do lots of these questions. Best to go through this yourself. Write the number 5,264 in words. So we've got 5,200. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. And then we've got 60. And then we've got 4. Okie dokie. Question 10b says write the number 5,264 to the nearest 100. So again, we're looking at our tens column, which is 6. So we're going to round that up. So we're going to keep 5,000 the way it is, and then because it's 200, we round that to 300, and we just keep it like that. Then the next question is write down the value of the 6 in the number 5,264. So when we say the number 5,264, you probably notice when I'm saying the number 6, it's 5,264. So we just simply type in 60, and that will be our answer. Right, let's go down to question number 11. I think we're getting towards the end now. Write the number 19,482 in figures. So we've got 19,000. Just going to put a comma, 400, and then we've got 8 tens and 2 ones. Easy. Then if you say it to yourself, we've got 19,482. Next question, write the number 7,824 correct to the nearest 100. Again, I'm going to open my tens column. It is a 2, so the 8 is going to stay the same. So we're just going to make that 7,800. Write down the value of the 3 in the number 2,387. If you probably notice when I say this number, it's 2,387. So I'm saying the number 300. Just type in 300. Bob's your uncle, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Write the number 4,062 in figures. So we've got 4,000, 0, 100, because no hundreds mentioned. Then we've got 60 and 2. So that's a nice easy question. And then write down the value of the 7 in the number 76,320. So when we're saying the number 76,320, I'm saying 70,000. So we just type in 70,000. I think some of these questions are the same actually, but oh well, it is good practice. There's not really much I can do to make this one fun, unfortunately. I'm trying my best, but it ain't easy. The next one is write the number 2,536 to the nearest 100. So we're looking at our tens column again. So we've got a 3, so therefore it stays the same. So we're just going to put 2,500 round that down. If it was a 6 or a 5 or above, it'd be 2,600. And I think that's it. Oh, got one more question. Okay. So let's go through this one nice and quickly. Write the number 9,374 in figures. So we've got 9,374 in figures. And just like that, Bob's your uncle. We are done with that one. Write the number 62,500 in words. So we've got 62,500. Easy peasy enough. And then I think this is our first. We've got 3 more questions, although we're really dragging out for the last one. Write down the value of 8 in the number 3,285. So when you'll say the number 3,285, number 8, you're saying 80. So just type in 80. Write down the number 2,174 to the nearest 100. So look at our tens column, it's a 7, so we need to round that 1 to a 2. So therefore it's going to become the number 2,200. And then last but not least, as the grand finale, write the number 7,362 to the nearest thousands. We're going to look at our hundreds column. In this case, it is a 3, so this 7 is going to stay the same. So therefore we round that to 7,000. And just like that, you should be place value masters by the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Well, I don't know if you enjoyed it as such, but I hope it helped you with that topic. And for the next video, we're going to do ordering numbers, so stay tuned for that. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.